What an insane bye week. Frankly, I don't understand why the NFL schedules it this way. 2 teams on bye last week, the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. 2 teams on bye next week, I believe. 6 teams on bye, including just so many relevant fantasy starters. So many. It's actually insane. Look at all this. Look at this list of guys who are out. McBride, Gibbs, Marvin Harrison Jr., Laporta, Goff, St. Brown, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Ashton Jeanty, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Matt Stafford, Sam Darnold, JSN, Ken Walker, Charbonnet. And frankly, that is, that might even be underselling it just a smidgen in terms of how many guys are actually missing in fantasy football right now. It doesn't even feel particularly real how many dudes are out for us this week. Look at my FFPC page. Basically, every single team is missing a fantasy football starter. So what we are going to do today is we are going to go through, do a little bit of a bag check. I believe the Eliminator pods just came out, so we're going to go check at the Eliminator pods. We are going to go figure out all of our stuff on waivers, and we are going to have ourselves a nice little bit of an afternoon, boys. So let's go ahead and dive into it, beginning here. And we're going to do dynasty waivers too. Why not? Why not do the dynasty waivers? So Pacheco filling in there. Devonta Smith. I traded Malik Neighbors for Rashee Rice in this league last week. Yes, it is super noticeable this week when you were doing drafts on Underdog Fantasy, like insanely noticeable, actually, just how shallow the price pool. I know. I'm thinking so much about World Cup best ball. It's actually insane. Just honestly, like Gadsden is not going to be available in this league. I'm assuming Noah Fant is best. Tanner Hudson returned to practice today. So if you are a Noah Fant bro, not really going to be anything there. Troy Franklin, honestly, who I did drop in this league last week, actually. Not that it would have mattered. Do I want to drop Troy Franklin for Kendrick Bourne? Do I want to drop Troy Franklin for Chris Brooks? Yes, I do. Need to get some potential point scorers in here. At running back, there's nothing. I mean, Devin Neal is, I think, a pretty good ad. But there's just no reason to keep Chris Brooks. I guess we could do, is Jalen Knoll available? Jalen Knoll is not available in this league. And Mr. Jaden Higgins, not available in this league. Tough. Okay, Elim pods are not out yet. My running backs are Saquon, Trevion Henderson, and Tootin. My wide receivers are Drake London, JSN, and Rashee. Should I trade London for Hampton and Pittman? The thing is Hampton is just too far away from being back. You're not going to be able to start Hampton till like week 10, it sounds like. So I would just, I don't know. I mean, you definitely should look to trade London in that situation, but you should be trying to trade London for like a more lateral, similar scoring, like trade him for the running back 8 or whatever. That would be my opinion of the situation. All right. Does not really look like anything here. A wide receiver. None of these tight ends really look that good. I guess we're going back to the Troy Franklin. Well, the San Francisco defense gets to play against the Houston Texans. So there you go. That team's done. That's a best ball team anyway. And if you're 5-2, you can honestly probably just wait out. You can probably just wait. You could probably wait out Trevion Henderson as well. In fact, if you want reason to feel better about Trevion Henderson, why don't you go and check out the video that I just did with my boy John Daigle talking about Mr. Henderson. All right, this is a high stakes dynasty team that I co-own with one Mr. Michael Leone. We have absolutely nothing running back. Mr. G Temp, I'm sending good vibes your way too, man. I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a good fantasy football season. Hope things are going well for you, man. We are so screwed. Okay, so we have George Kittle back, so we can drop Michael Mayer for a running back if we need to, and Mark Andrews also. Michael Carter is good. Oh, and we have potentially Tyrod Taylor or Carson Wentz on this team. Oh, this is a tough spot because we really don't need wide receivers. There's not going to be any running back. I mean, it would be Devin Neal is going to be our best bet. Or, yeah, Devin Neal is available at running back here. Chris Rodriguez, there's just no point. Ty Johnson, there's no point. McNichols, there's no point. Maybe Kareem Hunt. I guess let's just drop Michael Mayer. And if we get Devin Neal, we get Devin Neal. Is there a quarter? Yeah, Dalton, Mariota. Yeah, definitely Mariota. I saw that Bryce Young. I saw that Mr. Bryce Young was at practice today for the Carolina Panthers. That was a little surprising. Ooh, Trey Benson might have been dropped. Was that Trey Benson? Trey Benson. You have to be a pretty deep format for him to be dropped, but you never know. Trey Benson, not dropped. Huh. Only $1,100 more to go to recoup my best ball investment. Hey, man, we're all going to get there in the end. No one knows who's a good pick until the end. Yeah, NBA pick'ems were very directionally accurate last night. Our boy Luka Doncic missed his triple-double by 1 rebound. Was excited to see the National Basketball Association return for us last night. Today I learned Travion Williams, formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals, is on the Los Angeles Footballing Chargers. Michael Mayer, okay, I mean, let's put Mariota at the top of this queue. We have $399. I'll do $134 to get Mariota as a starter. I'll put Kareem Hunt in there for Buck. Is Brashard available in this league? He probably is not. All right. And we don't. Green Bay defense against Pittsburgh is fine. Ooh, 11K, not 1100. GZ, G-Temp. I mean, I think it's about as good as it's going to get on this team. Like, yeah, buddy, you're starting Ken Gainwell. You're starting Will Shipley. You're starting Ollie Gordon. Maybe you get Devin Neal. It's not like we're starting. Yes. Also anxiously awaiting the Elam pods. The last couple weeks it's happened literally while we've been doing this show. So hopefully we figure out if we are going to be winning the Eliminator last week. I mean, I ran so bad in the Eliminator last week. Had only needed to make up like 20 points with 5 Lions players going, none of them being Jahmyr Gibbs. I traded Bill and JMO for Monty and Worthy. I mean, I'd definitely rather have Worthy than JMO, and neither Bill nor Montgomery are like super startable players. So I think that seems fine. All right, that team's as good as it's going to get. 3 clowns. We should be up pretty high here in the standings. Yes, this co-owned team with Drew Dinkmeyer and Michael Leone is currently sitting at 6-1. We are feeling pretty good with this team. We have both of our quarterbacks this week. Jahmyr Gibbs is on bye, so maybe, okay, we can definitely drop Hassan Haskins. We are starting Kyle Pitts at tight end. Could be better, could be worse. Got offered Breece Hall for Tucker Kraft. I mean, frankly, I think I would probably prefer. I mean, I think a rational person has to say that Breece Hall is a better fantasy football asset to have. Tough. I mean, I like Ramondre and Flowers just fine. I just think Drake London is probably like closer to an elite fantasy asset. But if you are really hard up for running back points, then I think you just go ahead and do it. We have not talked Survivor yet. We certainly will be talking Survivor over the course of this program, Jake. I think Igbuka middled us and eliminated. Yes. Yeah. Igbuka did not do enough for me in the team that I needed. Pretty sad. God, so on this team, we really are starting with no Jahmyr Gibbs. We really are going to have to start Ray Davis. That is sickening stuff. I mean, I'm going to put a claim in for Devin Neal. honestly, maybe should put a claim in on Trevion Williams. Could be worse. That game on Thursday night. Let's just do a small claim. $8, dropping Hassan Haskins. Noah Fant in our flex. That's also very dark. There's got to be something better here at tight end. Because Noah Fant is definitely downgraded with Tanner Hudson coming back, although Drew and Mike might not agree with that. I've tried to drop Terrence Ferguson from this team so many times. Bateman at wide receiver. Marvin Mims. Would we start Marvin Mims over Noah Fant in our flex? Wow, Gadsden was still available after waivers for Mr. Mongo. Snagged him even though I have Tucker Kraft. All right, GZ. So Mims is available. God, dude, do I dare put a claim in on Chimere DK? I don't think so. Mims, I think, is sort of interesting for a 1-week flex because Wicks is banged up, might not play this week. So I am going to give us a chance. Yeah, can't believe there's no interest in premier 5-minute back Terrell Jennings. All right, we don't have a ton of money left on this team, so we're going to do $22, adding Mims, dropping Dontavian Wicks. And that's really the only surgery that I can do on this team. Destroyer, saving that for Steph. This Pros versus Joe's team is in second place with Josh Allen, Jared Goff. It's a CMC team. It's getting nothing else at running back. St. Brown and JMO. Igbuka, Golden. Wow, just got Rashi back. Mark Andrews, Colson Loveland, Hunter Henry, and Kate Otten at tight end. Well, maybe we'll win. Maybe we'll win Pros versus Joe's. There's no way to say that we won't. Alchemy is 6-1 and is currently the number 1 seed. It is 3rd in points, but top in record. We are missing JSN, Jacoby Myers, and we are fucked. All right, can move Kincaid in. Are we gonna have to? We might have to start Trey Harris on Thursday night. Who could have seen Marvin Mims being on waivers in week 8? Hey, Roshan actually played this last week, Andrew. We actually got to see Roshan Johnson on the field this most recent week, which is more than we could say for most of the season. He really has not been playing. So there we go. Okay. Really do not want to be starting. Okay, Pacheco, I guess we could start over JSN against Washington. So worst comes to worst, we can start Pacheco. There are worse fill-ins there. Jerome Ford, no. Devin Neal, Devin Neal dropping Jeremy McNichols, that's for sure. Wide receiver, Alec Pierce, sure. Christian Watson, no. Is there another tight end? Oh, Kate Otten. There you go. Kate Otten. Yeah, Kate Otten, I would definitely start at the top of this group. So let's go. We have $820 left here. Let's do 134 there. We'll do 33 there. I'll do $20 on Alec Pierce. I'll give us $1 on Pat Freiermuth. I will give us... That's really all else there is at tight end. There's nothing else there. I'll put I guess $1 on Chimere DK. I mean, no, what's the point? We're just never starting Chimere DK. Yes, I personally would not start Brashard Smith over Breece Hall. I get the thought, but I personally would not be doing it. Could do $1 on Jalen Lane, I guess. I mean, again, what's the point? So we are dropping Jeremy McWeapon here, maybe getting Kate Otten. And we need to add a kicker as well. So many bye weeks this week. It's so bad. Indianapolis kicker, sure. Atlanta kicker against Miami, yes. Will Reichard, no. Riley Patterson, no. Nick Folk, no. Prater, that works. New England kicker works. Joey Sly, no, that's not going to work. Green Bay kicker, yeah. Now the question is, Do you drop? This is always an interesting question. Do you drop your good kicker, or do you try and hold on? Like, do we drop our good kicker, or do I just drop, whoever, Samaj AP Ryan, and keep 2 kickers? Maybe we just keep 2 kickers. I don't honestly, Samaj P. Ryan actually had a very small amount of fantasy usage last week and could see it improving. Jacoby Myers, Christian Kirk, every Christian Kirk pick feels bad. Ooh, I guess Justice Hill could be a drop. I don't know. I guess we just drop Jake Bates. We have $820 on this team. We can figure it out, and I'll do $11 on Badgley, $1 on the rest of them. Something to remember for you guys as you were doing your waivers this week is because there are so many buys, you are going to be competing for quarterbacks, defenses, and tight ends at the bye week fill-in positions way more than normal. All right, so I think that is fixed. Should be okay. All right, Arcade Fire. Oh, we lost by 2 points on this one. Oh, okay. Well, this is a dead team, so I hope Steph does not spend too much time on this one. Jaden Daniels. Okay, well, we're going back into Daniel Jones. We're gonna swap Jahmyr Gibbs with, I guess, Trevion Henderson. We're gonna swap JMO with Aronde Gadsden. There you go. Happy. Oh, you know what? I needed to pick up a defense on that last team, actually. So I'm glad that I just thought of that. Because we have the Carolina defense against Buffalo. Definitely do not want that. So defenses, God, there are no defenses available. Tampa Bay is a good one. Bengals against the Jets. Bills against Carolina. San Francisco against Houston. The Jets against the Bengals. That's probably about it. Let's do 18, 12, 13, 9, and 9, and we'll definitely get one of those. Drop the Panthers defense, save bid group. All done there. Now let's see what we've got on. So Arcade Fire, I don't have to do. All right, 3 and 4. Very hard for 3 and 4 teams to make it in at this stage. And we just barely lost. In week 7, Life of a Showgirl lost 152 to 158. And we got done in by the Bo Nix fourth quarter. I mean, that is so miserable. Gosh. We would have been and that we ran up against Gadsden. He got 0 points from his defense, 1 point from his kicker. That is just such unfortunate stuff there. All right, so we don't have a quarterback unless Lamar plays, which we probably do want to back up there. We don't have Devontae Adams, so let's swap in Zay Flowers, and we also don't have a kicker on this team. We do have Michael Mayer and Jake Bates as drops here, so I think we should add another quarterback. Wentz, Flacco, Rodgers, Dalton, Tua, Tyrod, Dylan Gabriel, Mariota. I'm actually going to put Mariota. For a 1 week fill-in, I don't really know if you're going to do much better than Marcus Mariota. It's a bit of a gift to Superflex teams and stuff out there. He did. He played the New York Giants defense against Bo Nix and got away with it. You frankly, I would say personally, you don't love to see it. It's not something that I am really wanting to see. But I guess you see it anyways. And I guess that's just it's just the way she goes, fellas. Okay. Wentz, Mariota, Flacco. Put Mariota up top. This team does not have very much money left, so I'm going very small on all of these bids for our backup quarterback. I'm going to drop Michael Mayer to do so, and we will definitely get at least one quarterback. We are okay. Oh, wow. We got Henry back too. All right. That's big. All right, maybe this team can fight back. We have a lot of drops on this team because Chris Rodriguez is a drop, Giddens is a drop, Jaden Reed is a drop. How have we still not dropped Jaden Reed on this team? And we need a kicker on this team as well. Badgley, Loop, McPherson, John Parker Romo, Jake Elliott rather. What did I say about Fields? I definitely was drafting Fields in best ball, but I think I had the good sense to bench him in most of these last week. All right, let's do 12 for Badgley, $1 for the rest of these guys. As long as we get a kicker, I'm not adding any kicker with a Q tag. That feels insane. Carolina kicker, Nick Folk, Matt Prater. Sure. Should be a $1 kicker in there somewhere. Got Gadsden weeks ago because of you, legend. Hey man, I'm happy to have spread the gospel of Aronde Gadsden. GM, Mr. Ball is Life. How are we doing? How are we doing, boys? Are we having good days out here? I guess the starting lineup is set. Kansas City defense running it back there. Can bench. Don't need to bench anyone. That team is set, but really basically needs to run the table. All right, this is the co-managed team with Evan Silva, Pat Thorman, Rich Rebar, JJ Zacharyson. We do have, we have Fields and Trevor Lawrence on this team. So we are like actually dusted at quarterback. Let's put Mariota top, followed by, we don't want the Thursday night quarterback. Lamar is not for sure coming back this week. No. Lamar did return to practice today, but he is not back for sure. Rattler, I guess let's put Wentz, let's put Flacco, let's put Andy Dalton, let's put Tua. I mean, we just can't have a zero. Tyrod, Gabriel, Ward, Bryce. Sure. And then we'll drop, both our defenses on bye. We do have Rashard Smith on this team. We did get Kamani Vidal on this team. We can definitely drop Michael Carter. So let's do Carter. Although Fields probably is the drop there. Yeah, the Vegas line is indicating that Lamar Jackson is going to be playing. Got lucky and got 4 eliminators through. Got one that's really good. All right, well, shout out to you, man. We really should be pretending that the Keandre Lambert-Smith clip was Aronde Gadsden. This is the week where the Boomers have to drop their third string quarterback. It's true. That is very true. That is exactly the case. Seattle defense, both of our defenses are on bye. Poor planning from the boys here. Chargers against Minnesota, Cincinnati against New Orleans, against New York, the Buffalo Bills defense, San Francisco, Green Bay. Any of those should be good. We have 5-10 left. I have $1 bids for backup. I feel like every starting quarterback this week ends up on a team. Should I put more than $1? Rattler is going to go for more than $1. Yeah. Yes. Aaron Glenn currently is not confirming or denying if Justin Fields or Tyrod Taylor is starting. I think after Woody Johnson's comments this week, frankly, I would be pretty surprised if it was anyone other than Tyrod Taylor. The issue is that, Tyrod Taylor is not a very good player. That's kind of the central issue there. If I thought Tyrod was meaningfully better, you guys know as well as I do what's going to happen. Oh, what did we bet? What do I owe you, brother? I do not remember this bet, but I'm happy to pay up. What did we bet, Mr. Best Ball Brian? Happy to send you your skrill or whatever it is that you need. Fields got benched in their last game, and I don't think that was protecting him. I would just go out on a limb and say that was not protection. Yes. And then to complicate things, they also said that Tyrod is day-to-day himself with a knee injury. All right, so I guess we drop the Jacksonville Jaguars defense here. We'll get one of these defenses. I'll leave the dollar amounts up to Mr. Pat Thorman. We've got a quarterback. Our starting lineup is full, mostly of good players. So there we go. Yeah, the competitive advantage of not letting your opponent know if your starting quarterback is going to be running ass or throwing ass, I suppose. Shout out. As a guy who has over 30% fields in my overall portfolio, I'm man enough to say I was wrong. Honestly, I really did not think they were going to bench him. I just didn't see it coming. All right, this team has Gadsden. Again, shout out to us for being Gadsden boys. Yeah, they don't have to pay him that much though. It's only $10 million, which in terms of overall money for yes, Brian, I don't know if you're friends with me on Discord or if you want to send me a direct message on X, the Everything app, I will happily pay you via PayPal or Venmo, whatever you prefer. I'm trusting you. I think you're a trustworthy guy, so I'm trusting you to send you this money. So don't lie to me, Brian, because I can't be a charity out here. Boomer of me, trade Brees and move Fields to running back. Fields is too small to be a running back, though. So who would you pay more than $1 for to replace Bryce as my Lamar backup? Flacco. I like Flacco. I would definitely play Gadsden over Kincaid. Would you guys play Kincaid over Gadsden? I personally would not. All this team needs is a defense because we have Jordan Addison back. This team's actually kind of fire. Doesn't feel okay. All right, I'm wrong. Fields can't be a running back though. He's a quarterback, man. GM to you, Consigliere. Seeing the clip of Devontae Adams making sure Travis Hunter has his number after the game. Honestly, very, very warm. What's the line where I'm auto starting? Okay, auto start is Bowers, McBride, Warren, Kittle, I think. And Jake Ferguson has probably Jake Ferguson. Throw Jake Ferguson in that list. How do I feel about Jalen Noel? Easily the best Texans wide receiver option. I mean, I definitely have Jalen Noel on a lot of my fantasy teams and will continue to keep him. But this Texans coaching staff, I mean, this is really something special from the Texans coaching staff. I like, what is Braxton Berrios doing out there? Oh, it's definitely Gadsden over Dalton Schultz. Has to be Gadsden over Dalton Schultz. I don't even know how close that one is to me. There actually are a lot of good streaming defenses out here this week, by the way. Buffalo, pretty widely available off their bye. Green Bay. Honestly, like, you can do worse than the Jets and the Vikings. New Orleans at home against Tampa Bay with no wide receivers. So some decent there. In hindsight, Jaden Higgins at pick 90 seems kind of fucked up. I'm with you, Blake. What can we expect from Terry McLaurin going forward? I mean, not much. This is a what is he? He's a 30-year-old wide receiver who missed all of training camp, immediately got a soft tissue injury. I don't know. Not for I don't know. Maybe I'm a hater. All right, I'm going to toss in. We have 393 left money-wise on this team, so I'm going to toss in like $7 on all of these. and then $1 for those guys because we do have one. I guess the Seahawks are on a bye, so I really just need to have a defense to start. Okay. We'll get one of those. What do we expect from Luther Burden for the rest of the season? Well, Stormcat, I'll tell you, I think that the Luther Burden time is coming, and I think that there are two things factoring in to the Luther Burden time coming. The first is his routes have trended up slightly. So week 6 and 7, he's up to 37% of the team's routes. Compare that to before the bye. He was at 23% of the team's routes. And you bring that back over to week 7. He got up to 9% of the team's targets. Eventually, I don't know when, I don't know how long it's going to be, these Zacchaeus routes are going to go to 0. And then the other big thing is that Cole Kmet is injured. So the team has been running a ton of 12 personnel. Let me highlight the flex here. So if you just look in terms of total snaps, Cole Kmet's actually third on the team in total snaps. Way more than Loveland, way more than Zacchaeus, way more than Burden. I mean, Durham Smythe out there for 25% of the team snaps. Yeah, he's gonna get up to Marvin Mims's route rate, and I suppose it is beauty in the eye of the beholder. If you think that's good, maybe you think that's bad. Maybe you don't. Well, I'll tell you what. If you think that Burden is like a good player, that should be exciting. If you don't think that Burden is a good player, that's probably not going to be that exciting. I am relatively excited for Luther Burden. Can Joe Flacco win me my week 8 matchup? Frankly, I would say it's just got to depend on do you have Jamar Chase? Because if you have Jamar Chase, yeah, he can definitely win you your matchup. Alec Pierce prayer yards by low. Yeah, didn't he have a 100-yard game last week? I saw a good tweet today, and I'm gonna forget the source, but it was a cool tweet about how bad the Tennessee Titans have been in terms of limiting explosive plays down the field. They have had like absolutely no ability to limit explosive plays, and Alec Pierce is like the number one explosion rate play. Like all of Alec Pierce's receptions are explosive plays. Now, that is descriptive data as opposed to predictive data, but we've all made worse desperation starts than Alec Pierce against the Tennessee Titans. All right. Do any of these guys need? I mean, Michael Carter is definitely a drop. Jackson Dart is fine at quarterback. Is Alec Pierce a free agent after this season? I don't think I knew that. It's kind of interesting. Could see that. Could see that going in an interesting direction. 248 air yards last week alone. As someone with a lot of fab left in leagues, who has been the most impactful waiver wire ad this year? I mean, there's been Gadsden. There's been Woody Marks. His impact hasn't been felt yet, but Brashard Smith is going to be a pretty impactful one. Luther Burden got dropped in a lot of leagues. And then for slappy people like me who picked him up, the impact of staring at him on the bench. Kamani Vidal. Actually, you know what? Kamani Vidal really actually probably is going to be one of the big ones. Harold Fannin Jr. has been a very impactful waiver wire ad. I don't know. Who do you guys think has been the most impactful ad? Who has been the most impactful waiver wire ad? Fannon's definitely up there. Vidal is up there. Oh, QJ. I mean, QJ. How about that? QJ was available in many leagues. Dart has been. Jackson Dart is the 4th highest per game scoring quarterback in the National Football League right now. Dowdle in some formats available. Keenan out there in a lot of leagues. Trey Benson, if assuming that he's able to come back from this meniscus injury and is not behind Bam Knight or Michael Carter, he's going to end up being a pretty good pick. Yeah, I think a lot of different ways you can go with that one. I would say it's been a more impactful year on waivers than average, maybe even. We could look back in a month and say Isaiah Davis. Yeah, everything just completely crumbling down around everywhere. Bill, if you did an early draft, I know the FFPC has lots of those where it's early. Wandale was on the waivers in a lot of leagues. I have to choose between Dart and Lamar. There you go. Having to choose between Dart and Lamar. I mean, that is pretty impactful. These are, I mean, all just my opinion, and every league is going to be a little bit different, but all kind of makes sense to me. I mean, Wandale is earning a lot of targets. Yeah, Tez Johnson and Cade Otton definitely have the ability to make a difference over the rest of the year. All right, so let's move on now to the NFC waivers. Ty Johnson. Has Ty Johnson done anything? So no one who's been a consistent starter out of QJ Vidal. Well, Gadsden, I mean, I've got Gadsden rest of season. I would think that that Rondé Gadsden is like a top. He's definitely a top 10 tight end ish. All right. NFFC waivers. We've got a 7th place team, a 4th place team, and a 4th place team. What happened to this team with Mr. Nate Noling? We're 5-2, but we just do not have a ton of points scored. Oh, this is just, dude, this is so dark. Look at this, man. We got Gino. Fuck, dude. This is horrible. I guess we're getting James Cook back, so that's nice. We have to replace Trey McBride. We have to replace JSN. I'll swap Juwan Jennings in for Whittington. That was super disappointing last week. Whittington led them in snaps and routes. I have a sinking feeling Jaden Blue will be on this list eventually. One Javonte ankle turn away. I mean, not that I would ever root for injury, but that would be a situation where if Javonte Williams took a seat for a couple weeks, my best ball teams would be feeling a good bit better. All right. So first thing we need to do is Godwin. Okay, so we need a minimum of 1 wide receiver, or I'm starting Christian Kirk. The thing is I don't think I have a ton of free agent dollar on this team. Okay, we have 488 on this team. Oh, we need a quarterback too. All right, so Flacco dropping Gino for sure. Then we've got Rattler, Wentz. Who else? Oh, Mariota. Need to move. I'm going to move Mariota actually up to the top of this list because it really should only be a 1 week. Yeah, Darren Waller on IR is a bummer because he was killing it. Well, theoretically, so in a 12-team home league, you really wouldn't want to be saving too much of your fab because there is a diminishing utility of your free agent dollars, if that makes sense. $10 spent in week 1 is going to have the ability to impact your team for all the weeks, whereas if you have $10 in week 14, it only has the ability to impact your team for a small amount of time. And no one else in your league is paying attention in the playoffs. And then in high stakes, you can't even make too many transactions in the postseason. Got offered Jonathan Taylor for A-Chain and Worthy. Smash the button. Jonathan Taylor is the #1 player in fantasy football. That is who you want. There's probably not another guy that I would take over him. Would JT would be the #1, right? I mean, I would assume he'd be the #1. Pathans, the new YouTube memby, GZ to you. Trade Roma Dunze for London. Yeah, I think I would slightly prefer London. Yeah, who do you guys have as the #1 player in fantasy? Jonathan Taylor or Bijan Robinson? I could see that one going either way, personally. Don't think there's a right answer. Don't think there is a wrong answer on that one. Both very good. Puka, JSN there as well. Definitely have to consider both of those guys. Just like really high end fantasy football assets. Well, so the thing about CMC is the extinction event can happen for Christian McCaffrey either way. Christian McCaffrey is pacing to have like more touches than anyone's had in like a fucking century. All right. Gotta go pretty aggressive with the bids this week at quarterback, or you are just not gonna have one. I did not forget CMC exists, but my degree of confidence that McCaffrey's body holds up as well as Jonathan Taylor's is low. It's true. I mean, JT has been injured. Yeah, we had the family McCaffrey come out and tell us he was all good. I'm like, oh, he's fine. Oof. My one Taylor and Bijan team also has Rashi. CMC will hold up this year, but not next year. Where do you guys think CMC goes in drafts next year? That's kind of an interesting one. All right, I guess we got Ward, we got Gabriel. We just can't be left without a quarterback. Mac Jones owned in this league, by the way, which is very funny. Points per game. All right, this should get us a quarterback. Rattler's in there. Don't need Browning in there. I guess we'll add Tua if we absolutely have to. All right, that should get me a quarterback. So that is quarterback done and dusted. It's a really funny name. The record for most rushes plus receptions in a season. There's no way Kyle can pull off the scam without CMC. Can you define mogged, Jake? Do you know what mogging is? All right. Okay, so we've got quarterback. We now need to add, can you guys imagine how bad this wide receiver ad is going to be? We're going to drop Michael Carter, and we are going to add like the worst wide receiver you've ever seen. This is about to be so brutal. All right. I guess Alec Pierce. Yeah, Alec Pierce is going to be our top. We're going to drop Michael Carter. So we've got Alec Pierce, Luke McCaffrey, no. Malik Washington. What are Malik Washington's routes like? Has his routes even been good with no Tyreek? Malik Washington, 64% of the routes-ish. Ah, God, Nick Westbrook-Akeen. All right, let's look this up. Most rushes plus what I guess it would be. I can look this up on StatHead. We'll go most rushes plus receptions of all time. There's probably a way to look up just touches. We'll go descending touches. We'll go any era, any player, statistical filter, and we'll do touches. Where is it? touches over 400. Oh, I gotta sign in. Hold on. Let me go back to my other page. I'm not signed in. Or maybe my comped account is done. Or maybe Amazon Web Services. Yes, it is. Yeah, I saw this the other day on X, the Everything app. Or maybe my it's possible that because I'm a StatHead ambassador, and it's possible that my membership hath lapsed. All right. Descending touches. They have so many things you can filter by now. Descending touches, any position. Choose statistical filter. We've got touches over 400. All right, we're about to find out if, okay, I am still an ambassador. James Wilder, 492 touches. Larry Johnson, 457 touches for the 2006 Kansas City Chiefs. Eddie George with 453. How about Edgerrin James in 2000 doesn't even lead the league in touches? Imagine trying to win your league in 2000 and your buddy had Eddie George and Edgerrin James on the team. In NFL history, there's been a lot of 400 touch seasons. Christian McCaffrey in 2019 had one of them. All right, let's look up this James Wilder 1984 season. I mean, I can only imagine. I think I can. I believe that I can include the playoffs. Here's James Wilder. James Wilder in 1984 generated 407 rushes, 1,500 rushing yards, 13 rushing touchdowns, and he only had 85 receptions. It was all rushes. It was all rushes, dude. That is preposterous right there. James Wilder. Here. All right. We'll include both. So we'll include regular season and postseason. There's got to be a 500 touch season in here. Has to be. Terrell Davis, 531. Emmitt Smith, 519. Jamal Anderson, 517. Emmitt Smith, 516. 531 touches, 2,656 yards from scrimmage. Preposterous. Yeah, the bell cow back air is why we now have goofy full PPR scoring. The goofy full PPR scoring might have to come back, by the way. We might we might need a return to the goofy full PPR scoring. Yeah, Kamara did say he would retire. That I did. Do you guys remember this DeMarco Murray season? DeMarco Murray has you definitely win a bar bet. There's only one player in the 2010s. Well, and Barkley, 482 touches for Barkley last year. Sheesh. These dudes, DeMarco Murray was getting after it. I was a big fan of DeMarco Murray, another University of Oklahoma player. My kid did a bit and drafted all Lions. Yeah, you're not having a good time, bro. James Wilder, by the way, basically never heard from again. One more, he was really good the next year, and then that was it. It was over for him. His body gave up on him, which is a true many such cases, I suppose. For old James Wilder. Okay, that was a nice little distraction to keep me from this nonsense. We are going to add Malik Washington. We are going to add Xavier Legette because we just need anything. No Chris Moore, no Juju. Atwell's on a bye. Besh is on a bye. No Turpin. Parker Washington's on a bye. Hunter Renfrow is a healthy scratch. I mean, I guess Xavier Hutchinson. Is Knoll available? Maybe Knoll is available. Jalen Knoll is available. Okay, so I'm actually going to move him up because I would start him. We have 488 left on this team. Do 88 there. Do 67 there. 1 and 1. People of your philosophical persuasion should really be concentrating their play on DraftKings. Well, maybe people of my philosophical equation should just start trying to play a little better. Have people of my philosophical equation ever thought about that? Maybe people of my philosophical equation should just be smarter. Okay. Palmer, no. Yoshivas, no. Tyler Lockett, no. He got cut. This is so dark, dude. A.D. Mitchell, no. Zay Jones is on bye. Pat Bryant for $1. Lil Jordan Humphrey. This is the darkest waiver wire I've ever seen. I'm happy to take any and all trade questions, brother. This is basically the this is the free for all show. This is where we're just getting our minds right for for fantasy football over the next couple weeks. All right, Bobby is telling me Jalen Lane. I'm hip. We'll do Jalen Lane. I don't want to drop $88 on him though. We'll do 33 for Jalen Lane. I'm gonna put Pat Bryant in for $1. What were Pat Bryant's routes last week? Pat Bryant in week 7 ran 45% of the routes. Okay. 3-4 playing a 4-3. I think you're going Drake May because the Drake May floor is still pretty good. I'm still salty about Lil Jordan Humphrey, not even named on the team depth chart. Well, he was a practice squad player, and I'll do you one better, Mark. He was a tight end. He had been converting to tight end for the team. Isn't it not a good idea to broadcast your fab bids? If my league mates want to watch my videos, they are happy to do so. My league mates are happy to come and watch my videos whenever they'd like. They won't. What do you think about Teteroy McMillan, Brian Thomas Jr., and David Montgomery for Saquon, Addison, and Pollard? I personally would prefer the Tet BTJ side, but I get what the Saquon drafter is trying. Like, I would understand both sides of the trade. I think it's a very fair trade, but just me personally, I would rather have the Teteroy McMillan side because I believe in Tet. I believe a little bit in Brian Thomas Jr., and I don't really believe in Saquon anymore. Do your co-managers just let you make arbitrary ad drop calls like this with real American dollars? Yes. Well, not every team. So like on the FFPC teams, I'll give you an example. The FFPC team with Thorman, Silva, Reeves, JJ. I put the initial bids in, and then we discuss the dollar amounts. But something, Kirk, about owning like 900 fantasy teams is you're just happy to have someone do your waivers for you. When you're in 30 fantasy leagues, you are happy to turn it over to anyone else. Should have mentioned my running backs are butt, and I'm trying to get Barkley. I have CD in London. That does change it a little bit. I would try and get I would try and do. Could you maybe try for Henry instead? I like Derrick Henry honestly a little bit more than Barkley. we should revisit the Rotoviz slappy profiles because Henderson, Harvey, Blue, Keaton, Tootin aren't doing shit, and you accuse me of trolling. I think it's a little unfair. I think it's a smidgen unfair because the Rotoviz boys really liked Hampton. The Rotoviz boys obviously really liked Bill Krosky Merritt. But you're not wrong. You're certainly not wrong to push back on me, and I shouldn't have told you to stay poor. Fuck. Is this the saddest list of wide receivers you've ever seen in your life? Alec Pierce, Jalen Knoll, Jalen Lane, Malik Washington, Xavier Legette, Pat Bryant. I guess sad Chris Moore in there. I guess Demario Douglas. I mean, fuck. Horrible. All right, save. And I'm still not done because I also have to add a tight end on this team. Okay, it's still saving. Oh, Sean. Well, I'm obviously like I can't claim to say that I've never seen this error before. You guys seeing this? It's just the circle is just swirling there. Very, very strange things are happening. Don't know what's going on there. Davis, you should get one of your smart friends to develop an optimized waiver wire program for volume drafters. It's honestly a good idea. Wouldn't even know where to begin. All right, got to do a tight end as well. Dalton Schultz actually is okay. He needs to be in his own group though. I kind of always forget how to do this. Nope. Okay, here we go. Dalton Schultz dropping Whittington because Puka is going to be back next week. Can I sell you on Josh Reynolds with Tyrod? No. Oh yeah. In your spot, Crixie, I would do Tet for Henry. I wouldn't feel happy about it, but I would do it. All right, we've got Schultz, I guess Juwan, Jonnu, Fant, Taysom, Jatavian Sanders, Freiermuth. That's probably about it. I'll get one of these guys. Yeah, if you need a running back, I think you do it. Another thing I would try to do is assuming your record is okay. All right, I'll add Gunnar Helm in there. Assuming your record is okay, I would I do like trying to trade for Amari and Hampton. 22, 11, and then all the rest of these guys are $1 bids. All right, so we got our wide receiver, we got our quarterback, we got our tight end. That took forever. Oh, Gadsden's definitely getting you 15, brother. Maybe we're even able to. I guess we wouldn't start Aaron Jones over any of these guys. So maybe we could start Trey Harris on Thursday. I don't know. All right, this team with Soccer Dave is mercifully getting Joshua Allen back. It's got CMC and Jonathan Taylor. It's got Olave, Devonta Smith, Hollywood Brown. Ooh, lost Mike Evans for the year. We have Shakir and Coleman who are past their buys. We're actually doing okay on this team. Is Rashad White and Devontae Adams too much for James Cook? No. Beautiful trade for you. My record's cooked. Yeah. Then you have the right idea right now. Over under 16 running backs, you feel happy starting this year? It's got to be under, right? It's got to be under. I think this is a fair point. Bigger bell cow running backs with decent speed, like Bijan Robinson, JT Judkins, Hampton. I mean, a lot of Bijan is an elite pass catcher. Javonte Williams, man, shout out to Javonte. Okay. For first things first, don't want to do the Bears defense. We need a defense and a kicker. Colts, very good defensive man, any league you can get the Colts defense. Colts, Falcons against Miami, Bills against Carolina, 49ers against Houston, Tampa Bay against New Orleans. These are some good deep, and we do not have very much money on this team. $11 for a defense. Save that. Who did Soccer Dave made the Zay versus Devonta bet with Dan, I believe. Bobby, I can't. Are you being serious about this Greg Dulcich thing, bro? Because I can't tell if you're being serious. But if I need to bid on Greg Dulcich, I mean, I've done less disgusting thing. KC over commies with Oh, well, yes. Are the Chiefs available here? Did I see them? Oh, the Chiefs defense is not available here. All right, we need a team kicker. Nope. All right, we've got Colts, so we need to drop the Cam Little. Adios, brother. Bears, I don't want. Colts kicker, Vikings kicker, I don't really want. Jets kicker, I don't really want. Bills, Saints, Falcons, Ravens, Broncos should get us one kicker in there. It is so funny. Javonte and Dobbins are former slappy picks that are now. It's so true. It's so funny to see the evolution of guys who were slappy picks are no longer slappy picks, and now they're the boring veterans. Look, I always believed in Greg Dulcich. One of my biggest arguments with Patrick Curran was, well, I guess I didn't always believe because I was a big Albert Akui-Boonham guy. I'm not really a Tez guy. Me personally, I'm not really a Tez guy. Okay, so we got our defense, we got our kicker, and now we need to drop Mike Evans for literally any player. Running back, Chris Rodriguez, no. DJ Giddens, no. Guerrero, no. Jalen Wright, no point. Jalen Wright hasn't been cut yet. Kind of amazing. Wide receiver, Tesla, McCaffrey, Shaheed, Bateman. Not Shaheed, sorry. Boy, it would be nice. How did Cameron Johnson get to be 41% owned? What? Who was touting Cameron Johnson to be picked? Okay, Wicks got dropped. I mean, I guess injured Wicks is better than nothing. We have to drop Mike Evans. God, is there a sadder thing you've seen than dropping Dontavian Wicks or dropping Mike Evans for Dontavian Wicks? Jalen Lane is in there. Jalen Knoll. Okay, I'm going to move Jalen Knoll to the top of this list, actually, and I'm going to put $25 in for Jalen Knoll. Kyle Williams for $1. I've done worse. Pat Bryant. Lane's in there. I can't do Xavier Hutchinson. I'll Besh for free because we don't need to start him. Are you guys, this Cameron Johnson 41% is crazy. I am just stunned by this. I've never been so surprised by seeing an ownership. All right. One of these guys will get save, bada bing, bada boom. All right. So that team is in 4th. And it could get there on, this team could get there on points or on record. All right. Silver Bullet with Michael Leone, also in 4th. We are pretty far behind in points, but not dead in points at this stage. Yes, this is in the NFFC. All right. We've got Josh Allen, Christian. God, dude, how are we not first in our fucking league with Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor? Olave, Devonta Smith. We lost. Okay, no, that's the Mike Evans team. Another. Oh my, this is worst nightmare stuff. No tight end, no kicker, no defense. Is trading Monty for Hampton? No, if you're sitting, I would definitely rather have 2 more weeks of zeros for Hampton over Montgomery. Montgomery looks on the side of being cooked. Oh, dude, this is just, oh my God. And we have Fields at quarterback. Oh my God. I am so glad to be doing this with you guys and not be doing this at 8:45 p.m. Central Time, like walking my dog, just like miserable. Okay. Quarterback, Flacco, followed by, I guess we got to drop Gino. This is horrible. Rattler, Wentz, Mariota, Tua, Ward, Gabriel. And we'll put Dalton down at the bottom. Trade Jacoby Myers and Sharp for Waddle. I honestly think I'd probably rather have Sharp. Haven't seen a Purdy update yet this week. Have not seen a Purdy. Don't know why, but haven't seen a Purdy update yet. Okay. We have 548 on this team, so I actually need to go kind of high on Flacco, and we'll do 10 on Rattler. We'll do 47 on Wentz. I'm gonna do 70 on Mariota and move him up. 11 on Tua, 1 on Ward, 1 on Gabriel, 1 on Dalton, dropping Gino. Fuck, this is miserable. All right, tight end. Oh my God, Gadsden's available. Oh, I did. I watched every dribble of the Thunder game last night, Sam. It was amazing. One of that's game of the year. I got Gadsden over Pitts. Okay, so I need to strategize here. Gadsden, I'll do for. We have $548 left. I'm gonna do Gadsden for an even 338. I'm gonna drop Carter, Shipley. Oh, Jarquez Hunter. There you go. Adios, brother. And then I'm gonna do $1 bids after that. No, trading Montgomery for Hampton is strong. Who would you rather have in redraft, Tootin or Travion? Tootin or Travion just barely. Just barely, though. All right. Chig, likely. No Mayor. Fant. Tremble, no. Fryermuth, Helm. Oh my God, this is so crazy. Travion got dropped in my league. Is there anyone else you can drop? I am not besmirching the name of Kyle Pitts. Oh, if I don't get Gadsden, this is dark this week. We might be starting Jatavian Sanders. All right, I'll get one of these guys, and I'm just gonna do $1 on them, and whichever one I get, I get. Okay. Also, all right, transaction set lineup. Quarterback done, tight end done, kicker and defense now. This is a poor structured team. I have watched some Golden stuff, and I think he looks good, man. Yeah, I like Tootin too, and you are definitely right that ETN is slumping because this is just kind of what ETN does. Kind of the name of the game. All right, kicker, we'll go Broncos top. We will drop the Arizona Cardinals kicker. We will drop. Then for $1, we will add on 49ers, Packers, Vikings, Falcons, Eagles, Bengals, Saints, Bills, Ravens. We will get a minimum of one of those guys, and I don't really care. I'm not grinding the percentages on kickers. Yeah, but don't you guys think Matthew Golden like looks pretty good? I don't know. Maybe that could very easily be nothing but pure copium for me. But I sort of think Golden just like looks the part. I feel as if he's a pretty strong player. Should make a bet with Sanderson because I think he's gonna lose for Colts Chiefs. Yeah, Henderson is not getting the ball because he just has not played very well. That's just the way she goes, man. It's just the way she goes. Nothing you can do. Oh, yes, he does think Golden stinks, and his instincts in terms of how often he's gotten the ball has definitely been the case. That's just sometimes the ball follows efficiency, but not always, right? Not always. Any chance you think Watson takes over? I mean, Watson's definitely going to come back and run routes, but it's just not going to be very fun. They're going to have 6 guys running 30% of the routes. I don't think they're going to trade Watson because they extended his contract. They might. I don't know. All right, team defense. Don't really want the okay. Falcons is definitely the prize this week against the Dolphins. All right. Falcons against the Dolphins. Dropping. Who am I dropping? The Seattle Seahawks. They've been a good defense, but we don't have any room for it. Okay. Lions, no. Bills, yes. Dolphins, no. 49ers, yes. Buccaneers, yes. Jets, no. Commies, no. Saints are fine. Bengals against the Jets are honestly fine. Okay. And we'll get one of those, and I can actually spend a little bit. I'm going to do 5 on these top ones. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Should I pick up Trey Benson on waivers? Trey Benson seems like a pretty good waiver ad. Even as a contingent bet to Ramondre, it feels like the Patriots might choose. Well, no. That I think is like reverse copium. That's being too battered down by the season. GM Who-hams, how you doing? How you doing, man? Not Who-hams, Who-hames. See, I messed it up again. Waivers, Survivor, Week 8 DFS, and more. Predict Hendo's 2026 ADP, round 8. Like where Charbonnet, like where Sharbs is going this year. The Raiders are not going to trade for Shedeur. They're going to keep. They traded a 3rd round pick for Geno Smith. They are going to keep playing him, and that is just the way the cookie crumbles. Also, I feel like the Browns probably would have. Oh, I'm not saying if it's bad or good. I'm just telling you where he's going to go, brother. You could say one thing about me. I do know the heart of the slappy. That's one thing I do know. James Cook and Nico Collins for Rice and Swift or Judkins. Definitely the Rice and Judkins side. The Patriots, I tell you what the Patriots need to do. The Patriots need to trade for a young man by the name of Chris Olave. All right. Now, big stuff over on Splash Sports because we didn't lose any No entries were lost last week. Got through all in the Survivor, got through all in the Second Chance Survivor and the Touchdown Survivor. I think didn't RJ Harvey score a touchdown last week? I'm not that bearish on him. So in the original week 1 Slappy Survivor, it is down to, well, I have a bunch of entries that got that Minnesota one in week 2. What an idiot, Davis. Last week, half the pool picked the Chiefs. They got through. God, is that true? Harvey had a touchdown and 6.7 points. Maybe he's not worth rostering. Why did he even get the touchdown then? What is Sean Payton is such a dick. All right, let's pull up the old Survivor grid. Feels like it's going to be, I mean, so many teams on bye actually impacts Survivor a decent amount, it feels like. So the top Survivor team this week, as it was like because of quarterback stuff, is you've got the Kansas City Chiefs, then you have the Indianapolis Colts, the Eagles. Man, who has the stones to take the Eagles this week? Not thinking a lot of people are going to have the stones to do that. I like this spot for Buffalo. Buffalo, obviously a huge future value team, but just like a low owned spot. So Indianapolis, wow, Survivor Grid needs to update because the idea that Indianapolis is a half-star future value team, like they're going to be favored by more than 3 at Atlanta. They're going to be favored by more than 3 against Houston. They are going to be favored by more than 1.5 at Jacksonville. I don't know about Indianapolis. Yes, I do. I have 2 eliminators that are still alive. Let's actually let's just go see if there is an update on the all eliminator sweat because there's only 1,500-ish teams left in the eliminator. Nope. This one still hurts. This one not that one. This one hurts. This one against Cactus hurts. Yes, and the Liam Elam. Oh, okay. The Indianapolis Atlanta game is in Germany. Okay. I got nothing out of David Montgomery, 4 points when I could have used him. I got nothing out of Jameson Williams. I got nothing out of Isaac Tesla. I got nothing out of Sam Laporta. It was so fucking tilting. Tough. Had the Broncos in Survivor last week. No sweat. Bingo bongo, easy peasy, brother. You love to see it. I mean, definitely Colts look really strong. The Eagles definitely look stronger than the market is going to let them. Obviously the most yes, that dude, that other team was in trouble, and I forgot I even had London on this team too. He was done at 111, so he was done. He had Bijan, and that was it. Oh, he had Igbuka too. Okay, so maybe he ran a little bit bad too. This is what I was about to get to. Do you guys have it in you to do the Bengals right now? Bengals are really, really interesting. As someone desperate for running backs, who can I trade for with McBride, Pittman, London? I would probably package Tet and Brian Thomas Jr. together. Or what you could do is you could trade. I mean, it's hard to know the specifics of your league. I would just try and trade to get Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, Quinshon Judkins. Like, just you got to just see who will bite in your league. Imagine betting the under in the Broncos game, having 19 total points. Sickening. So it's enough to make you not want to bet, ain't it? It's enough to make you not want to bet. Chiefs. I actually don't even know. So I've already used the Chiefs and I've already used the Colts on this entry. So I've already used two of the big favorites. I've already used Detroit. I've already used Indianapolis. So on this entry, I can't use the Chiefs. I could use the Eagles. I can't use the Bills. I could use the Patriots. Patriots, you wouldn't take against Atlanta. You wouldn't take against Tampa Bay. You would definitely take against the Jets. You know what? I'm doing it. Joe Flacco, yes. Garrig is correct. I think in a spot like this where you've already burnt a bunch of the high equity teams, I think you got to do it. I'm going to fire the Cincinnati Bengals. I just think strategy-wise, it just makes too much sense. There's 41 people left in the pool. If Indianapolis loses this week, if Philly loses this week, if Buffalo loses this week, I'm going to pick up a bunch of equity, or I'm going to be done. So whatever. Second chance survivor. Let's see. We did 2 Chiefs, 2 Denver. How about that? Did you guys have the stones to take Cleveland in survivor last week? Do I trade Chuba Hubbard, Golden, and Mason for Derrick Henry? Absolutely. That is fantasy football 101, brother. You always want to be getting the best player in a trade. It's how she goes. You want to as often as possible, you want to be getting the crowned jewel of an individual trade. As of today, the Kansas City Chiefs are not in the playoffs. Boy, are they lucky the season don't end today. Because as of today, the Chiefs are also the favorite to win the 2025 NFL Super Bowl. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that the favorite to win the National Football League Super Bowl is your Kansas City Chiefs at 5-1? Who would have thought the greatest quarterback of our lifetime would be favored to win a Super Bowl? Oh, Miles, don't even tease me, bro. Do not even tease me about playoff best ball. I cannot wait to get there. Why do I get stomach aches after taking creatine? You are not drinking enough water. Very, 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 very common to get stomach aches taking creatine. You need to drink more water. I knew. Wow. The guy with the Patriots jersey in his YouTube avatar is not liking Patrick Mahomes, the most accomplished quarterback of his lifetime. You hate to see it. How does Trey McBride in London for Ladd and Bijan sound? Sounds amazing. You hate to give up on McBride, but getting Bijan is a win. Wow. Okay. Breaking news from Mark. He saw Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, and not Luther Burden, but Olamide Zaccheaus at an Adam Sandler show, and he made eye contact with them and got a nod. Obviously, the news there, it's not Luther Burden. It was not Luther Burden there with I don't know. Maybe we need to add Olamide Zaccheaus. Untruths will be told by this host. It's true. The Ravens are about to go on a run. If you believe the futures market at all, you should believe that the Ravens are about to go on a run. Yes, this is true. If you get blood tests done and you don't tell them that you are on creatine, they will tell you that your creatinine levels are really, really high, and they'll say that you're like deeply unhealthy. So you can't take creatine when you're getting blood work done. A gross bet would be very AFC North. Oh, you're gonna get Raymond Zanny, the 200K fast puppy winner in here. talking like that, brother. He is he was telling us to bet. He was telling us to bet the Cincinnati Bengals to win the Super Bowl. So shout out to 200K Fast Puppy winner Raymond Zanny. Yeah, I mean you can definitely drop Luther Burden in home leagues. You're not gonna feel good about it, but you definitely can. Some like Mims is like a top 30 wide receiver this week. Dude, Burden's too busy watching the tape. I was slightly tilted when on the first drive the Bears designed a red zone screen for Zacchaeus. That's Ben Johnson, brother. I'm probably gonna make these picks on the Friday Swoley's Only show. But yeah, we're feel very good about that Cleveland pick. Touchdown survivor. Which one did I lose? Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt and Rashad White. I lost. Thanks for nothing. Oh, and I even use Gibbs as the alternate. Okay, that's really annoying, Davis. You should just not be an idiot. But I got through Dowdle, Judkins, Javonte, CMC, Judkins and Hunt, Kyron and Javonte, Jordan Mason and McCaffrey. And how about that? I didn't even need to use it, but Zach Charbonnet scored twice. Wow, still alive in the OG Swolecast Survivor. Looking forward to losing this week with Chalk Bijan. Let's go look at this. Can I go to final? Where do I find my Swolecast Touchdown Survivor? Stats. In week 7, 4 entries were eliminated with Kyron, 2 with JCM. What was the big nuke week? So week 1, Jonathan Taylor was picked 21% of the time and did not score. Week 2, which killed me, Derrick Henry was picked 46 times and got knocked out. In week 3, Bijan as chalk, did not get there. Week 4, Jordan Mason. Okay, so the chalk got there with James Cook. Week 5, Montgomery chalk. My goodness. Oh, that was the Bengals game. Javonte knocked a bunch of people out in week 6. All right. Standings. Not very many of you fellas are left. 29 of you guys are left. 29 of you brave and intrepid individuals. Yes, the Thunder with the ring inside of the ring. Very, very cool. I'll be rooting for you. All my Swolecast brethren. I hope one of you guys takes it down. I hope Tate 81 is not in there. So who are we thinking for touchdowns? Who got eliminated last week? Rashad White eliminated. Wow. A Rashad White, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt entry got smoked. Dobbins and Kyron got smoked. Hurts got picked 8. Roma Dunze got picked 8 times. Goodness gracious. Who is the Jacoby Myers of the NBA? Bam Adebayo. That won't make any sense to you if you don't play NBA DFS. But if you play NBA DFS, you will definitely understand that one. Ooh, I got a trade proposal in one of my home leagues. I got offered. Okay, this is really bad. I got offered to trade away Jalen Waddle for Kendrick Bourne. I think I can safely say no to that one. These guys out here in these home leagues. Dude, but Bam projects so well. He sure does. A reminder to go fill up the tiers contest over on Splash Sports, by the way. All right, let's fill out a touchdown entry right now. Jonathan Taylor. I mean, do you just take Jonathan Taylor? Is there an injury? So the bye weeks, there's 6 teams missing. Cam Johnson maybe that's more accurate. Maybe Cam Johnson is a little bit more accurate. Well, do we think Cardi's touchdown projections are updated yet? The only NBA season-long future that I placed was San Antonio Spurs higher than 43.5 regular season wins. And if I was going to place another one, I would place it on Asar Thompson to win most improved player. Can you still bet that? Most improved player NBA. I think you can. You can get Asar Thompson. Looks like you can get Asar Thompson to win most improved player if you do it at DraftKings 22-1 to win. A $20 bet will net you. You know what? I'm actually going to make a mental note to do that. But Asar Thompson, that would be my most improved player pick. I'm trying to think who else is even interesting. Matherin and Nemhard are no. Oh, Buzelis is really good at 18-1. If you wanted to do that. Kuminga, no. Michael Porter Jr., no. Wemby, honestly, is kind of an interesting one. Cam Whitmore, maybe. It's just team's not gonna work. You know what? Maybe it is a good week to pick Rashad White against the New Orleans Saints. What was I doing? Oh, I meant to go pull up the blitz. These are probably not updated yet, but if they are, should I trade Alvin Kamara and Kayshon Boutte? Yes. Yes, you should. Trey Murphy is already broken out and also plays on a bad team. Okay, we do have updated. Wow. So I assume Derek has not touched these numbers at all. He has Jonathan Taylor for 1.16 rushing touchdowns. Again, I assume these are non-sanity checked numbers. 1.16 rush. I've never seen such a thing in my life. 1.16 rushing touchdowns. Highest receiving touchdown projection, Jamar Chase at 0.72. My God. I've never seen anything like that in my life. So I'm one entry for sure. And then I'll take Derrick Henry as my alt. 1.12 rushing touchdowns. Thoughts on trading away Brian Thomas Jr. for Dart and Pacheco? I would not do that. Feels like you can get more. Brian Thomas Jr. was a first round pick. I think you can do better. And I know that Dart has been killing it, and I like Dart. I'm a big Dart advocate, but I think that you can probably do slightly better. Just slightly. But you do have some nice wide receivers, so you definitely don't need BTJ. 1.12 rushing touchdowns. It's nuts. All right, so there's one entry done. Yeah, Titans have just been getting murdered. Should we go do a Dog Bowl qualifier? I think we should. Let's go do a little DBQ action. See if we can find a winner over there. It's tough. These BTJ and there you go. That's a good deal. I think you figured it out. I think that's a nice strategy for you, Crixie. 133.30. We have got a Dog Bowl qualifier draft. It would starve families. I mean, Daniel Jones is a pretty good pick in BRs and stuff this week, but my goodness, man. They could definitely find a way to remove a lot of joy from our families if they unleash Daniel Jones this weekend. I just cannot get over these per drive stats for the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts have the third most points per drive of any NFL team in history, following only the Randy Moss New England Patriots, so the 2008 New England Patriots, and also the 2013 Denver Broncos. Like, just absolutely unbelievable. Keep in mind, it's National Tight End Week. Are you telling me to do 2 tight ends this week? Are you telling me that's the move? 2 tight ends on Underdog Fantasy this week? I don't know if I've got that in me. I don't think they're number one. I mean, I guess I can. I obviously did not have the spreadsheet for that stat, but instead got it from someone else. Jacob was the one who told me that. The 2 teams, the 98 Vikings. Save tight end for a pick'em. You could do your Dog Bowl qualifier entry this week. You could keep it on theme, and it could just be all tight ends. All right, let's get this one filled, boys, so that I can get number 1 overall, and I can take Jonathan Taylor and get us an absolute shipper. Sure would be fun. Sure would be fun to deliver us just a nice little Kansas City seat. Couldn't complain about it. Dog Bowl qualifier. Man, Honey, this guy doubted Daniel Jones would lead one of the most potent offenses in NFL history, and he's done it with all these banged up wide receivers too. Downs has been in and out of the lineup. Pierce has been in and out of the lineup. A.D. Mitchell is fumbling out of the back of the end zone. I mean, it's crazy. It's really nuts. Well, I don't think the people are going to get me in Kansas City because it is like 2 months after the birth of like 2 weeks after the birth of my son. So I don't think that it's happening. Man, I don't think people liked the thumbnail today. I was pretty jazzed by the thumbnail today, but I don't think people liked it. Last year on National Tight End Day, there was a record high 177 tight end receptions and 16 touchdowns. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I assume that if you qualify and you can't make it, you just draft from your phone. I don't know, obviously, but I think that is the case. Cade Otton week. Baker would absolutely be a National Tight End Day respecter. There's simply no doubt about it. If I was to think of one one guy who would do it, it would be Baker Mayfield. Gotta name your son Dave Maddock. His name is not Dave, to the best of my knowledge. Oh, come on. Baker does not stink, bro. Baker is a coin respecter. Get out of here with that. All right, boys, come on, fill this up. What are we doing? You guys don't want to draft on the way to Kansas City? I mean, come on, fellas. Who else would be a tight end respecter? Knicks definitely no. Dak definitely no. May would maybe like doing it for the bit. Would Drake May like doing it for the bit? He might be into it. I could definitely see that. Drake May feels like a guy to get like Drake May and Soccer Dave would have something to talk about. Oh, Arthur Smith Arthur Smith is so hip to National Tight End Day. No one has been more hip to National Tight End Day than Arthur Smith. It's true. He's right now. Arthur Smith is drawing up a play where Pat Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, and Darnell Washington all touch the ball. Direct snap to Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith runs a zone read with Pat Freiermuth. Freiermuth takes the ball, then throws a jump pass to Darnell Washington's outstretched hands in the end zone. Just close your eyes. Close your eyes. I know you can see it. Otten and Pitts had 2 last year. Okay, we got it. All right, after we do this DBQ, after we do this DBQ, we will cook up our national tight end day pick'em. Oh, well, the Cade Otton mega game won people a lot of money in DFS. Do you guys remember this game? I mean, he was about a bazillion % owned in DFS. He had 8, yes, oh my God, back-to-back weeks, 8 for 100 against Baltimore, 8 for 81-2 against Atlanta. Then the next week, 8 for 71-1 against Kansas City. Yeah, what's the reporting on Cole Kmet? Cole Kmet, because I've been taking Loveland a little bit. Latest on Cole Kmet, here we go. Wednesday Bears practice and videos. Bears were missing some key players: DeAndre Swift, Tyreek Stevenson, DJ Moore, and Cole Kmet. All right, not nothing. Michael Pruitt elevated to the game day roster. That's a nightmare. That's not what you want to hear. How many tight ends could Arthur Smith realistically activate at once? I remember the Packers used to have like 6 tight ends active on game day because they were like special teams players and fullbacks. Just insanity. Yes, there was a Cade Otton week versus the Texans 2 years ago when he smashed. Cade Otton's chalk always gets there. One more for the DBQ. One more, then we're going to fill her up, Who Hames. The Loveland story is yet to be written. Don't sweat it. Plenty to come for Mr. Colston Loveland. He's believe he's 3 years younger than Tyler Warren. Plenty to come for Mr. Loveland. There you go. CSI just posted a nice Loveland quote from one Mr. Ben Johnson. All right, we're in. We did not get one of the coveted top 3 picks. We did get the 3rd pick. Now, here's the question that I have for you fellas. When you get the 4th pick, do you just take Derrick Henry? I don't really want to take Jamar Chase because I don't really think I want to take Flacco. Connor Hayward dropped a touchdown from Rodgers last week. Arthur almost got 4 of them touchdowns in one game. Insanity. I got offered Loveland for Debo, a tight end. Oh, snap accept, brother. I have a tight end premium dynasty team that I am really need to make some moves this week. I'm down to Carson Wentz as my only starting quarterback because Goff and Kyler are on bye. Tough scenes trying to make some trades this week. GM Ross, hope you're having a great day, man. Hope life is swell where you're at. Don't ever say the name Benson Boone to me again, brother. All right. I just really don't want to take Jamar Chase. I'm being so for real. No, that's the fast puppy winner in the one hole. That is one Mr. Razor 33, the GOAT. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm taking the king. Taking the king against the Bears at pick 4. I don't want Jamar Chase on this team. Tomlin should be fired for these uniforms they're about to wear. GM Raymond, how you doing, man? Hope you're having a great day. We got 200K Fast Puppy winner. We've got Crutches. We've got Tim Money. We got Best Ball Viper. We've got Mr. Drap. We've got Who Hames. We got Patrick Barnes YouTube, Pat Klein, ASAP Tuna. A lot of friends and family around here. As a rebuilder, I just moved Jamar and Aaron Jones for Zay Flowers, RJ Harvey, Trey Harris, Woody Marks, a 27 first and a 26 second. Man, I'd like to get 2 firsts trading away Jamar Chase, but that feels fair. I mean, Harvey is basically a first. Zay is basically a first. I don't know. I'd like to get 2 firsts trading away Jamar Chase. I just traded away. I mentioned this at the beginning, but I did just trade away Malik Neighbors for Rashee Rice in a league where I was really trying to compete now. Sometimes there's just no replacement for fantasy points. And that's all she wrote, you know? Okay. So Chase Snap goes after me. Lamb goes all the way at 9. I'm really not into A-Chain this week. Did you guys see the clip of Mike McDaniel yelling at Tua to get off the field after he threw a pick? Tua throws an interception and Mike McDaniel goes, "Get off the field!" Adunze versus Knicks and Diggs. I'd rather have the Adunze side. Feels fair, especially as a contender. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, no, it was totally fair for each person's predilections. The Rashee Rice guy was in 11th place. I was in 2nd place in the league. Obviously, if all things else being equal, you would certainly rather have Malik Neighbors in fantasy football than Rashee Rice. Like, Malik Neighbors is a better player, but Neighbors is going to give me no points for the rest of the year. Rashee Rice is giving me a decent amount of points. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't even think that's debatable. The ceiling of the Chiefs offense is much higher than the ceiling of the Giants offense over the next 5 years. I did see the McDaniel said something about like, oh, the offense would be fine if we weren't throwing 10 picks. Then someone asked him a question about, it was like, oh, I'm going to forget the exact quote, but it was something like, what did you think about the game performance today? And McDaniel was like, oh, only one team competed today. Just absolutely killing his guys. And to be fair, his guys, I mean, they have been letting him down. I would argue that Neighbors isn't going to return a lot of value. Well, the Neighbors thing is interesting because he's also had this he's got like a shoulder injury too, and and he's also been listed as questionable like every week of his career. Like, what's up with that? All right, do I want to take AJ Brown? Do I want to take George Kittle? Do I want to take, you know what? Let's take AJ Brown. Speaking of guys I believe in, AJ Brown for sure. I am a believer. Yeah, Neighbors might not have no nagging injuries. Well, does AJ Brown ever practice on a Wednesday? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, Neighbors. Yes, that's what it is. It's a toe injury that he's never had surgery for. Only Gams only. Gams only, Who Hames. I do that McCaffrey flower start from Tim over there is pretty nice though. James Cook, Drake London is a nice start. I was so excited to select Teteroy and McMillan in drafts this week, and now it seems that we're going to be kind of screwed because Bryce Young is just going to play. If I can paraphrase my good friend Ned's takes, unfortunately, we got the news that Bryce Young might start this week. Well, I mean, maybe I need to do some more research, but like I would assume that Neighbors' production has been limited by this toe injury. I don't understand why he wouldn't have surgery on this toe injury right now. I don't know. Would I trade Ashton Genty and DK Metcalf for Josh Jacobs? Yes. Yes, I would. Very unfortunate stuff for Ashton Genty. I did not think the Raiders were going to be this much of a dumpster fire, but the Raiders are an absolute unmitigated fucking disaster. What's there to scroll at running back? Nothing really. Let's take my boy George. Jalen Hurts went. We're gonna take George Pickens. Let's see if we can make something happen there. Oh, Bryce! I just saw Bryce was walking to practice without a boot on, so I guess I assumed that made him. I assumed he did practice. So there is still some hope for Mr. Tedderoy McMillan. Yeah, Judkins has still found a way to get stuff done. Well, the Browns have a good run blocking group. The Raiders do not even have a good run blocking group. It's just all bad, man. Feel bad for Ashton Genty because Genty, I think Genty himself still seems to be performing well. You know, I'm a very amateur football watcher, but it feels like he has been, you know, even the small runs, like even the runs that they have done that are you know, it's not good. I seen somewhere. Yes, he was just on the sideline. Well, I mean, Igbuka did play, right? Igbuka, I was stunned to see Igbuka playing last week. Wow. When Nico Collins ends up playing with his concussion, Raymond Zanny says all these early drafts are going to blow up. What do we want to do here? Do I want to try and... I guess I could just do the Dak thing. Zero. Yeah, the new concussion protocol thing is going to make that tough. God, are there any running backs worth scrolling for? I don't know. I guess you could. Well, Algier could definitely end up being on the winning dog bowl team. There's no chance Nico Collins practiced today, is there? Nico Collins practice. There's no chance he practiced today. PS2 will see a lot of Pickens. Yeah, no practice for Nico Collins. No practice for Christian Kirk. So there you go. Jalen Noel, baby. That was okay. That was crazy. Drake May definitely got concussed. Like 100%. Drake May's head hit the turf so hard. There was no way that dude did not get concussed. I think Huhames, I think what you did is what I like to do. I think there's no problem starting the way that you did. Just eating the ADP value loss there. Yeah, he immediately was like, ugh. He definitely got concussed, dude. I'm not slandering. I mean, I was happy. Like, I'm not happy. I don't want the poor guy to get. I don't want him to be concussed, dude. Do I just take Dak? I guess you just take Dak. All right, Dak, Henry, AJ Brown, George Pickens. I mean, I don't know how the concussion protocol works, but I guess all I could say is this. Marvin Harrison Jr. had that same head slamming against the turf thing the week before, and he was out immediately. All right. What do I want to do here? Woody Marks is kind of interesting. This is probably just going to have to be a 3 wide receiver team. What do I want to do? Wandale is like a bring back for AJ Brown. Yeah, I have no idea how Drake May. Maybe does Drake May wear the? You guys know the thing that Tony Pollard wears, the like clip around your neck that like keeps your head in place. Does he wear that? CD and JCM for CMC. I mean, that's tough. That's tough. I guess CMC literally is the best player in fantasy football by a lot. So I guess I would go that direction. All right, I'm about to do something gross. I am going to take Woody Marks. Dak Prescott, Derrick Henry, Woody Marks, AJ Brown, and George Pickens. The Q collar, that's what it's called, and he does not wear it. Well, whatever. I hope that Drake May is happy and healthy, and that he actually was not concussed and that he just got a cobweb shake last week. I hope he's okay, man. Oh, Pearsall might be back this week. I had not heard that. Ben, please don't do this to me, brother. That is the most tilted I've ever been at Peter. Calling me a fucking Dodgers fan is crazy work. A Q collar is a device designed to protect the brain from injury by applying light pressure to the jugular veins. Are the Chiefs on the main slate next week? Chiefs schedule. The Chiefs are, yes, Rashee Rice will almost assuredly be a first-round pick. Won't he? All right, and now I need a tight end. J Money wants me to take Ingram. I don't. Evan Ingram. I was watching that game last week. We were doing the shipcast, and I was like, who is number one? I thought number one was like a practice squad wide receiver. I have never seen a player move as slow on the football field as Evan Ingram does. I don't think I can take Evan Ingram in fantasy football. Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, George Pickens, Dak Prescott, and Woody Marks. I trust AJ Brown. Maybe a silly thing to do, but I am choosing to trust Arthur Juan. He just looked so good last week. London, BTJ, and JCM. That would be a highway robbery if you were able to pull that one off. I know it gives me the bring back, but man, that dude was so slow. I don't know. I know who I want to take a tight end. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get him. I don't know. Taysom's already gone. Is he really? Wow. Taysom Huhaim said Kendre Miller doesn't have an ACL. Say less. I'm doing less of like the bring back type stuff in the 12-mans. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe you want to more aggressively do some of those 80th percentile outcome things. Not a Juwan clicker. You guys already know who I'm about to click. Okay, there we go. Done. Bada bing, bada boom. Biggest ADP riser of the week. Give me Colston Loveland, tight end extraordinaire. Wow. Now, this is true. National Tight End Day. Taysom is going to throw and catch one. I have heard that. I'm hearing it more and more all the time. Taysom Hill is a smash in the third quarter. The Loveland scoop this week is that Cole Kmet got injured last week, and Loveland just took all his snaps and routes, and it's Wednesday, and Cole Kmet is not playing. And I guess he is a bring back. He is a bring back with old Derrick Henry, but really, I just wanted him. All right. Dakota Prescott, Dakota Rain, Derrick Henry, Woody Marks, Arthur Wan, George Pickens, Colston Loveland. It's beautiful. I know. It's so funny. Chris Olave just cannot get the bonus and multiple touchdowns in the same game. All right, boys, that's going to wrap it up for me. Appreciate all of you. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And